Hi, Erica. Good morning. I'm Chris. I'm Stephanie's husband. Sorry you have to do this. It's super simple. It's 2 wires and 4 screws. My 13-year-old son Gabriel's filming, so hopefully he'll keep it all straight. Gabriel, put it down. So, Erica, what you need is this screwdriver. It's called a Phillips screwdriver. It just has a star 4 points. The smallest one you have is best. You need a little pair of scissors. I like nail cutting scissors because they're easiest. Probably need a kitchen knife or a steak knife is easy, and a cutting board. If you don't have these kind of nail clippers, just regular kitchen scissors will work fine. We're taking this off. So really simple. Everything needs to go, so don't worry too much about what's there and what's not there. Just start by your first screw right here. Come in. Screw will come out. That's screw out. So the nut just fell out. Screw's still in there. This pops off. So that's out. All of this is going in the garbage. We don't need any of it. You have a screw right here, little star head. Okay. My son accidentally turned the camera off, so we have to edit this together, but no problem. You have a screw right here. Simple and easy to come out. It goes in. Turn left, this guy comes out. Again, it's all garbage, so it's going in. Now, last 2 screws, you have 2 ones. You have a cable here and a cable here. This is what's making contact with the power. I think the problem you have right now is this blue cable something is preventing it from making contact, but we're taking it all off and all of this is going in the garbage. So these 2 things, put your fingers here, these should just pop out, just like that. You might need to push it a little bit, but it should be pretty easy. So now pull these out. This is all gone. So now you have some screws holding these cables in. So we have a brass screw right on the side. Brass screw in. Take the screw out. Oh, needs to come out more. You can take it all the way out, no big deal. And then pull. Oh, it might also be this screw here. So that one also comes out. Then it all falls apart. That guy goes aside. You have your other screw. He comes out. Your brass screw here. And I should take it all the way out. There we go. Now we got our cable out. So that's first step. Done. All that's off. That all goes in the garbage. So now you have your 2 cables. These need to go into the new wires. These are already pretty long. I think yours are pretty short, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to make them a bit longer. So I have something like this. So now you're going to take your kitchen knife. For this new plug, the wires need to be a little bit longer than they were before. So we're going to go take this, think about maybe, inches. For you in inches, maybe between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. For us, about 2 centimeters. So look about here, take your kitchen knife on the cutting board, put it down flat, and then go away from you. Just like that, just a small cut. So just kind of push down and go away from you. You just want to get that top piece of wire off. Don't worry about going too hard. There's the copper inside, and it's no big deal to get it off. Just want to go away until it's all kind of cut off and clean. So you see the wire is kind of exposed. You just want to pull that wire out. So you get it like that. Really easy. Put this down flat again. And let's just cut this last piece off. Normally I have specialty wire cutters that we use for this, but I don't assume that you have specialty wire cutters, so the steak knife will work fine. After that, you're going to take the ends, just pinch it with your fingers, and give it a twist. So then all those little copper wires are all nice and twisted together. If you have any excess cloth hanging out like this, get your kitchen scissors and just give it a chop off. And that's it. There's a little bit more. That's it. Now it's all nice and clean. Let's do the next one. Erica, for whatever reason, if you happen to screw it up, or you don't like the way it looks, or take your scissors and just give them a cut right here, and you can start again. So don't worry about making a mistake or it not looking nice. It's also, most of it's hidden inside the plug. We're going to do it again with our second wire. So take the knife, put it down, and push away from you. Just like that. Again, if you cut a couple of the strands, no big deal. If you cut half of the strands, you want to start again. But if you cut a couple of the strands, it's no big deal. I'm going to put all this back in. So we get that. Put that flat, get our steak knife, cut that off, that's gone. Again, so we take the cloth, pull the cloth down a little bit, pinch it with your 2 fingers, and we're just going to twist. Twist until it feels all tight and neat. And again, if you have some excess cloth, take it, get your scissors, give it a little chop off. That's all gone. So now we have 2 nice clean wires. And you want a little bit more length on this copper, so something like, say, a 1/2 inch. So this one is a little bit different from the one that we bought for you, but it's pretty similar. This is the most similar of all the ones I have. So I'm going to try to explain it. We did order the same ones that we ordered for you, and we had them shipped to Amsterdam, but we don't have them yet. Probably won't arrive for another couple weeks. So for you, you have 2 screws up here. So take your screwdriver and put it in and take those 2 screws out as your first step. Very similar to how I just took out these 2 prongs. Take your screwdriver, take screwdriver 1, screwdriver 2, or screw 1, screw 2 out, and just put them aside, just like these. So you're going to need to put them back in a couple minutes. That comes off. So you take your wires, go them together like that. Take your bottom bit, which should be free, and you want to put it through the bottom like that. Just go through until, it doesn't matter, that can just sit down there. So now you have this bit out and together. Gabriel, pause the video for a sec. Okay, we're gonna have a look at your screws for a second. So since I don't have the same one, I'm gonna kind of show you how to do it. So you see this screw head right here, you have this brass plate and this screw head. So loosen those 2 screws, and then this cable is going to go slide in between that screw head and that little brass plate. And then you just want to give it a little twist on the end like a U, so it hangs on like a hook, but just a small one. And then you kind of just hook it right in there. And then you get that nice and tight. You get that guy, and then the same thing on this side, you just hook that right in there. Then you get your screwdriver on these 2 screws, screw here and the screw here. The cable, obviously do one at a time. It's a lot easier than doing both at the same time. Just get that screw and make it nice and tight. Gabriel, come back. So you get that screw. So now imagine you have 1 screw, one wire hooked onto the inside. You have 1 wire hooked onto the inside, the other wire hooked onto the other side. I'll kind of see if I can do it a little bit with this one. So a bit like that. That hooks on. And then you would have your screw that goes on like that to make it nice and tight with the wire hooking on. You have your second wire hooks on. And you have your screw comes in nice and tight. So now make sure that there's no sort of cable or fiber from the cord that's making contact or in there. Just make sure it's just the wires and the screw, but that should be pretty straightforward. Just give it a little tug, make sure the screws are tight. Everything is okay. Then you take your cap, put your cap back on the top. Then you should have your 2 screws, very similar to what I have. You get your screwdriver, and then those last 2 screws should just go in. all that's nice and tight. Give it a little tug, everything's okay. And that's it. The most important thing for you from a safety perspective is that these two cables, when you tighten them, that they're not touching each other. So when you, Gabriel, come back to the screen. So when you have your two copper wires, so these two copper wires, that these are far enough apart from each other and that they're not touching. As long as these, Gabriel, come back. As long as these two copper wires, this is the most important from a safety perspective, as long as these two copper wires are not touching, are pretty far apart, even if it's only 1 centimeter apart from each other, like that, as long as these two copper wires are not touching, everything is okay. There's no safety problems. If these two copper wires are touching in any way like that, that's a safety problem. It's not a gigantic safety problem, but it's big enough that you really don't want to have it happen. So that's most important. Erica, oh, hi, I'm back. Erica, that's it. It should be pretty simple. It is 4 screws, 2 cables, it's a little bit of cutting. If, for whatever reason, it doesn't work, please let us know. We'll send you a shipping label. We'll have it sent back to Amsterdam. I'll have the new plugs next week. I'll repair it, I'll fix it, I'll make sure it's working good before I send it back. If for whatever reason you don't want it back, we'll give you a refund. It's really no problem. But I'm really confident this will work. I believe in you, it will work out. Thank you for trying, Erica. I really do appreciate it. Okay, that's it. Thank you.